Good evening, world. This is Ivan O'Mara. It's 7 o'clock. Hope you guys enjoyed my video I made a couple days ago. Had my doctor's appointment today. Got back home a couple hours ago. How long? I got home around 5 hours ago. I got home. I just finished watching Ahsoka. I finished Ahsoka. So I'm caught up in all my Star Wars shows. Obviously. Except for Bad Batch. And Tale of the Jedi I saw a few episodes. I'm going to finish that. But Bad Batch, I'm not really interested in that show. So I'm not going to watch that. But all the Star Wars shows I'm caught up on. Yeah. What's your favorite Star Wars show? Mandalorian. Mandalorian's the best show out of all the Star Wars shows. The first two seasons were really good. Then second for me is probably either Ahsoka or Andor. Yeah. Andor was good, but it was a bit boring. The beginning of it was good, and it got boring afterwards. Nothing really happens. It's a back and forth with Andor and Ahsoka, but probably Andor is my second, and third's Ahsoka. And then Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were not that good. And Acolyte was terrible. That was the worst Star Wars show ever made. Yeah. So, Sarah, this video won't be long, guys. I might make maybe a 40-minute video. I'm done. Obviously. I'm going to talk about James Gunn's Superman. Yeah. James Gunn's Superman has to be a good movie for the DC studios to survive and shine. You think it has to make money, Ivan? I'm torn in my decision. I see both sides of the argument. There's some people who say the movie the most important thing for James Gunn Superman is the art. It has to be a good movie. That's number one. At the same time, it doesn't hurt for the movie to be profitable. But I think the movie has to at least break even. Or make it. As long as it breaks even and makes very little profit, that's still pretty good. And it has to be a good movie. It has to get butts in the seats. Because if the movie is good, then it's gonna build the franchise, and more people are gonna go watch Supergirl, and eventually they make a Batman movie, and all of a sudden you get this Avengers movie, and now there's $1 billion, $1.5 billion, $2 billion. You build your DC brand, obviously. The most important thing is the art. Has to be a good movie, and at the same time, it doesn't hurt for it to make money. I think the Superman movie will make money, as I'm promoting it right now. It's coming out next July. James Gunn's new DC Studios universe. His first movie is Superman. Obviously, I think it will make money. I don't know if it will be $1 billion hit, but it might be maybe 700, maybe 50, $800 million the movie will make. Or I'm surprised it makes $1 billion. If it makes $1 billion, I will not be surprised. It's a Superman movie. But I think James Gunn's Superman movie will do maybe 750 to $1 billion. Most likely 750, 800, or I'm shocked and it does $1 billion. I think it could hit $1 billion if you get the word of mouth gets out for the movie. So, Sarah, it doesn't have to be $1 billion hit. Even if it makes $700 million, that's still good enough. The movie made a little bit of profit. That's good enough. And the most important thing is the art. It has to be a good movie that the fans love, and that way it builds the hype, and Supergirl comes out, they make a Batman movie, and all of a sudden they make a Justice League movie, and they built the franchise, and now the DC Studios, the new DC Studios, obviously, universe is successful like Marvel. Because I think DC has potential to be better than Marvel, because no offense, the DC comics are more interesting. The DC characters are more interesting than the Marvel characters, to be honest. You have Batman, you have Superman, you have Green Lantern, you have Mr. Terrific, you have Arrow, you have Wonder Woman, you have Flash. It has potential to be better than Marvel. They just have to do it right. Like Iron Man did when it first came. I remember I watched Iron Man 1 when I was in high school. This is back in 2008, right? I was in grade 10. I saw Iron Man on theaters, and I thought the movie was amazing on theaters. And Kevin Feige built the Marvel Universe. And Iron Man was not really a huge hit. It only made like $500 million. but it was profitable. It made $500 million on a $65 million budget, I think. Whereas Superman, I heard, is made for It's made for $360 million, according to. I went on Google. They said they're making Superman for $363 million. That means Warner Bros. Is obviously expecting their $1 billion return, their $1 billion hit box office. If it's made for $363 million, Superman, according to Google, that means Warner Bros. Is expecting their $900 billion movie, $850+ million movie, billionaire movie, because it's made for that much money, obviously. I'm helping them out. I'm promoting it on my channel. The whole world's watching my videos. So you're welcome, guys. I'm promoting your Superman movie on my channel. So that's how. Next year in July, James Gunn Superman. New universe, guys. This is not the DCU. It's a brand new universe. The Superman movie is coming out next year in July, guys. So I let you guys know, next year in July, Superman is coming out. As if the movie is a hit, I had a big part to play in it, obviously, because I'm promoting it on my channel. And the whole world's watching my fucking videos on my YouTube channel. So I'm there. Yeah. That's how nice I am. I even think you're very generous. Yeah, that's a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. That's how nice I am. You're welcome. You're welcome, James Gunn. Yeah. That's how nice I am. Some Sarah. The Superman movie has to be a good movie. If it's not a good movie, the DC brand is done. If Superman fails, kiss the DC universe goodbye. It's not going to be successful. They're gonna shelve it, man. The Superman movie has to work. The first thing is the art. It has to be a good movie, which I think it will be. I think it will be a good movie, and it doesn't. It also has to make money. But there's some people who say it doesn't have to make money, but I think it has to make money too. But as long as it at least breaks even, and if Warner Bros. Doesn't make any money, at least they made a good movie, and it's gonna build hype for the next movies that come out, like Supergirl, Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. That's why I'm lucky. I don't have to worry about movies flopping because I have the keys to the kingdom. Yeah. That's why the presidents who work for my company, the script developers, they don't have to worry. They don't have to have that stress of my movie losing money. My movies are all going to make profitable. Even if I make shitty movies, my movies will still be profitable. But I care more about my art than the money. Art for me comes first, then the money, obviously. So I'm saying. But I will make sure I make good movies. I'm not gonna make shitty movies. I'm gonna make sure all my movies are good, which they will be, obviously, because I'm a creative genius. So sorry. Yeah. After this video, I'm gonna upload it. Then I'm gonna take my walk. I'll take my 1 hour walk and I'll watch the show after you guys. And after that, I'm probably gonna go to listen to some music and go to bed. I work at 8:30 tomorrow at Coco Fruity. Yeah. From Sarah? Yeah. All right, do you think Superman will hit $2 billion? No, it will not hit $2 billion, but it could hit $1 billion if the movie's good and you have word of mouth. But because it's the first movie, because the DCU was not successful, obviously, the new DC Studios universe with James Gunn and Peter Safran, I don't expect the movie to do like $1.5 billion, but it could hit $1 billion if it's good, or it could at least hit maybe 500, 600 million. It breaks even or makes a little profit. That's still pretty good. As long as you made a good movie, now you can build the hype, and now more people are going to be more excited for Supergirl and Green Lantern and Batman and all those guys. And eventually they do a couple standalone movies, and after that they do a Justice League movie. And that in the Justice League movie, they built a brand. Now the Justice League movie does $2 billion. Some saying? Because the one mistake that the DCU franchise did, the old regime, right? The old DCU universe, is that they rushed everything too fast. They made Man of Steel, and they made Wonder Woman. Obviously, they only had 2 standalone movies, and all of a sudden they made a Justice League movie. Don't do that. No, make a few standalone movies. Build the character of Batman, Superman, all those guys. Then you make us a Justice League movie. That way, the fans are familiar with your characters, like they did for Marvel. Marvel, they built the characters first before they made the Avengers movies. They did Incredible Hulk. They did Iron Man. They did Thor. They did Captain America. They built those characters, and all of a sudden they made Avengers, and it was a huge hit. Back in 2012, you guys remember that? Yeah. That's what James Gunn should do, which is most likely, that's most likely what he's going to do. Hey, let's make a standalone Superman movie, Supergirl movie, Batman movie, Green Lantern movie, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, a Flash movie, and all of a sudden, we do Justice League. We built those characters, and now the whole world's going crazy for that Justice League movie. And the movie does that movie does $2 billion, $1.5, $2 billion. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the old DCU universe, they made a Justice League movie and they only did $600 million because they did the higher ups working at Warner Bros. Didn't know what they were doing. They rushed everything too fast. That's why the DCU failed. It was not successful, obviously. All the DC movies that came out last year flopped. I made a video, 2023, the year of the flops. Yeah, 2023 is probably one of the most dismal years in Hollywood history. A lot of movies flopping, man. All the DC movies flopping, the Marvel movies flopping. The Marvels flopped, Quantumania flopped, Blue Beetle flopped, The Flash flopped, Aquaman flopped, the Disney original movies flopped. It was a year of the flops. It was crazy. The only big successes were like Oppenheimer and like Barbie. Pretty much. And John Wick 4 was a hit too. John Wick 4 made, I think, like $450 million on a like $80 million budget. So that was a hit, obviously. Keanu Reeves' John Wick, that was a hit. All the other movies flopped. And they were originally supposed to do Kang Dynasty for the Avengers movie, for Avengers 4. Because Quantumania flopped, Kevin Feige had to change everything. He ended up doing Doctor Doom. And like I said, my video was obviously last year, you know what I'm saying? And now, he hired the same writers who did Winter Soldier and Avengers to do his Doomsday movie with Robert Downey Jr. So it was supposed to be Kang Dynasty, but now he changed the Doomsday because Quantumania flopped. The actor who played Kang didn't deliver, hence why he changed the plans, obviously. Smart move, obviously. Very smart move. Sarah? So, Ivan, how much did you say this movie have to do to be profitable? Well, if I make it for 1.5, it has to do. I don't have to worry about marketing, so I don't have additional costs. So I put $1.5 million into the movie. My movie has to do $3 billion to break even. Samsara? Yeah. Sorry, my math is off. I'm not taking a loan. So if you take a loan, you have to. So let's say, for example, I talk about this in my videos, obviously. If Hollywood makes a movie for, say, $200 million, it has to do $400 million to break even because they have to pay the bank back and they have to recoup what they spent. That's $400 million. Because they spend money in marketing and all that stuff, they have to make even more. So for movies made for $200 million, it has to do $450 million, $500 million plus just to break even. 550, 600, just depends on how much money they spend in marketing. But if you take away the marketing, if Hollywood spends $200 million on a movie, it has to do $400 million to break even. And that does not include the marketing costs. If you include marketing costs, it has to do more. They spend $150 million in marketing, it has to do close to $550, $600 million to break even. Because they have to cover the marketing costs that they spend too, right? And anything after that is now extra cash. That's profit. You recoup your return, You pay off your debt. Now you whatever level money you make, that's profit, obviously. So for my Zane's movie, for my movie for Zane's, all I have to do is just exceed $1.5 million on my movie's profitable. So even if my movie did $2 billion, no, my movie would need to do at least $2.5 billion to be profitable because I have to pay my team and peer and all them. That counts, right? I have to do at least $2.5 billion or something like that to be profitable in my movie. My movie is going to do way more than 2.5. It's going to do at least $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 billion in the box and then profit. 6, 7, 8 billion profits. My movie's gonna be profitable. I have the keys to the kingdom, so it's not a risky investment. $1.5 million is a good investment for Zane's. I want my money back. I have the keys to the kingdom. That these Hollywood execs don't have. They don't have the keys like me. They have to spend millions in marketing. I don't have to spend a dime in marketing. I have the keys. Me and my son don't have the keys, I'm saying. I know your shit. That's not my shit. I know my shit. Yeah. So according to Google, James Gunn's Superman was made for $363 million. Let's round it out at 365. That means James Gunn's Superman had, and that doesn't include marketing. They're probably going to spend $100 million in marketing, so that's $460 million. Yeah, James Gunn's Superman is going to need to do at least like $800 million to break even around there. That's why they're expecting $1 billion hit. James Gunn's Superman has to do at least $700 million to break even. If that Google news is true, right? According to Google, I looked at my phone. The movie's made for $363 million. They're also going to spend money in marketing, which is $100 million. That's $460 million. So the movie has to do like $850, $900 million just to break even, man. That's why they're looking for the $1 billion hit, obviously. Assuming that budget's true. If it's not true, then it won't have to do as much. It might have to do maybe 400, 500 to break even. But according to Google, the movie was made for $363 million. They also have marketing. Let's say they spend $100 million marketing. The movie has to do like $800 million to break even. Hence why Warner Bros. Is obviously expecting the Superman movie to do $1 billion. Obviously. But my guess, the movie has to do around 500 to 750 million around to break to 500 to 700 million to break even, and maybe 800 plus million to be profitable. Just depends on the budget. If that Google news is true, I don't know. I don't know, Samsara. I'm basing it on what I saw on Google. And the theater chains take 33% to 50% of the pie. So I made that video about the box office. I made a few mental errors. The movie chains do take a piece of the profits. They take 33% to 50%, I heard. It just depends on the movie. Theater chains take 33% to 50% of the pie. From what I've seen on YouTube, 33% to 50% of the pie. That's why the Warner Bros. Is obviously expecting to do their $1 billion for Superman if they want to be profitable. Yeah, which I think they can accomplish that. They just gotta market the hell out of that movie. And I'm marketing the movie for them on my channel, right? As I'm helping them out. Because the whole world's tuning into my channel, so I'm saying, hey, you're welcome, guys. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And James Gunn knows what he's doing. He's a talented director, all his Guard and Gals movies I liked. My favorite one is the first one. The first one for me is my favorite one. And then 3 is second for me, and the second one was the worst one. The second one was still pretty good. I'm your father, Pete. You killed my mother. And I'm saying you put that tumor in her head. I died. That was so funny. I'm your father, Pete. Yeah, because Star-Lord is like half god, half human, right? His dad's a god. And his mother was human, but his father put a tumor in his mother's head, and now he killed her for his own personal gain. Yeah, it's actually funny. The second one's pretty good, though. But it's not as good as the first one and the third one. The third one is mainly about Rocky, his life, obviously. With Rocky, his life. How he became Rocky, right? It was pretty good, but I like the first one the best. You can argue the third one's better, but I like the first. The first one was really. I have it on Blu-ray. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie I have on Blu-ray, but the other two I don't have on Blu-ray. Yeah. See what I'm saying? I'm tired. This video will be long. I might make a 40-minute video. I'm done here. And I'll upload it. Then I'm gonna go take my walk and I'll watch the show after you guys. After my walk, I'll watch the show after you guys. Listen to some music and I might go to bed. Because I work at 8:30 tomorrow, go 40. I get Saturday off. Yeah. Who's there? Why? Do you think DC has higher potential than Marvel? Yeah, it does. The DC universe, if it's done right, it has the potential to be better than Marvel. They just have to do everything right, man. Write a good script, hire a good team, a good writing team, a good directors, and plan everything, and it has potential to be better than Marvel. Because I find DC Comics more interesting than Marvel, to be honest. Like, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Flash are more interesting characters than Captain Marvel and Spider-Man and Thor, man. They're just more interesting characters. Because DC, they're like gods, right? You have the gods. Except for Batman. Batman's not a god. But you have the gods. Whereas Marvel, they're just mutants, humans with superpowers. And that's why DC has the potential to be better than Marvel if everything's done right. If it's done right, it has potential to be better than Marvel. It's a darker universe. It's more interesting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, Batman, no offense, is more interesting than Spider-Man and Thor and Captain America. Batman's a fucking interesting character, man. A billionaire. He wears a suit, and it's dark. It's a dark universe with the Penguin. You know what I'm saying? The Joker. You know what I'm saying? All those villains. Yeah. Lex Luthor, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm crossing my fingers. I hope the Superman movie is good. It has to be a good movie. The number one thing is the art. It has to be a good movie. And at the same time, it doesn't hurt for it to make money. It doesn't have to be a hit, but it has to be a good movie. And it has to at least break even. Otherwise, if it loses money, it's not good for Warner Bros., right? I think the movie has to at least break even or make very little profit. At least break even. That way they make their money back. That way they can build the hype and build the brand. If it's a good movie, more people are going to watch the other movies. So I'm sorry. Has to be a good movie. I think James Gunn will pull it off. I think James Gunn's a very talented director. He's a good writer. I think he'll make an amazing movie. Has any movie he ever made been bad? All his movies that he made were good movies, right? Yeah. Like Slither. I remember I watched Slither a long time ago. I watched Slither when I was 15. That was one of his first movies. That was a pretty good movie. Entertaining movie, yeah. And the Guardians movies I love too. The Guardians movies are really good. The second one is not as good as the other ones, but the second one was still pretty good. And the first one was good. The third one was good. I never saw a Suicide Squad. I never saw Peacemaker, but he's a talented director. He's a talented writer. I think he'll pull it off, obviously. Crossing my fingers. So, Sarah? And I'm promoting on his channel. promoting it on my fucking channel. As I'm helping out Warner Bros. Right by promoting on my channel. You're welcome, guys. Yeah. You're welcome. The whole world now knows about Superman coming out next year in July. Yeah, I promoted on my channel, on my satellite channel. Yeah. Some there. And David Zayas knows what he's doing. I think he made a smart choice hiring James Gunn and Peter Safran. That's a good choice. I don't think there's anyone better to run the DC Studios than James Gunn. He's very talented, and Peter Safran's a good producer. He produced all the horror movies, Conjuring, The Nun, all that stuff, right? Yeah. So he chose good candidates to run DC Studios. Because before, there was no DC Studios. It was just the DCU. But there was no, like, official studio like Marvel. Marvel actually has their own studio. And David was asked, okay, what if I have my own DC Studios like Marvel? And I have two guys run it, James Gunn and Peter Safran. And we should reboot the whole universe, start fresh, because whatever we're doing in our old DCU universe was not working. And he got rid of Walter Hamada and all those guys. And he hired James Gunn and Peter Safran because the old DCU universe was not working. All their DC movies were like losing money, breaking even, man. The only big successes were Aquaman and Wonder Woman, man. That's it. The Batman with Robert Pattinson was a hit. That's not part of the DC Studios, the DC universe. It's DC movies, but it's not part of the James Gunn's DC universe, obviously. But the Batman was a hit. It made $800 million. That was a hit. But it's not part of the James Gunn's DC universe. You see what I'm saying? The Joker was not part of DC universe. And what boggles my mind, I don't mean to be rude here, after you make an amazing Joker movie, why the fuck would you make a fucking musical for your sequel, man? No wonder the movie flopped. Like, Warner Bros., what the fuck are you thinking, man? Like, come on, it's common sense. You make a Joker movie that was a huge hit, continue the movie, why the fuck would you make a stupid musical after that? And you're surprised why your movie flopped and didn't make any money because you made a musical. Why would you make a musical after you made that amazing Joker movie and you made $1 billion? Let's make a musical and we make it. They made Joker 2 for more money. I heard Joker 2 was made for $200 million, whereas Joker 1 was only made for $65 million. So you put $200 million into a musical, but you only put $65 million into a Joker movie. That's not a musical. And you wonder why your movie flopped because you made a fucking musical. Of course it's gonna flop if you make a Joker musical. That's boring. No one cares about a musical. Ugh. It boggles my mind how some of these executives in Hollywood think, man. No wonder George said, yeah, the Hollywood executives are not the most sophisticated people in the world. Yeah. I don't know what those guys are thinking running the studios, man. Why the fuck would you make a musical after your successful Joker? I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense, yeah. No wonder your movie flopped, Joker 2 flopped. Because you made a fucking musical. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. You think Superman will be good? I think it'll be a good movie. It has to be a good movie. That's the number one thing. It has to be a good movie. That's number one. And second, it doesn't hurt to make money, obviously. I'm saying. You think it'll be better than Man of Steel? I don't know about that. I think it has potential to be better than Man of Steel, but I haven't seen the movie yet. But James Gunn's Superman has to be an amazing Superman movie. It has to be good. If you wanna get butts in the seats and you want to build your universe, you have to make a good movie, a good Superman movie. It has to be good. At least a 7 out of 10 movie. It has to be good, man. It doesn't have to be the best movie ever made, the best Superman ever made, but it has to be good. Obviously. Some Sarah. But something tells me it'll be better than Man of Steel. Because Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie. I like it more than the Richard Donner movies that came out in the 70s and 80s. Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie with Henry Cavill. And the second after that is Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve. The Richard Donner one, the Richard Donner movies. The second Superman movie was really good too, but it's a bit dated. It's a little cheesy, obviously, but it still holds up pretty well now. But it's cheesy as fuck, obviously. But Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie of all time, and hopefully James Gunn's Superman will beat that. He'll beat out Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. I think it will, to be honest, because I don't think James Gunn's leaning towards you. Because Man of Steel is an origin or all the Superman movies that came out. Well, Superman Returns is not an origin story, but Man of Steel and Superman 2, directed by Richard Donner, right, in the 70s and 80s, obviously, those were all origin stories of how Superman becomes how Kal-El what's Superman's name again? What's his name? How Superman becomes Superman. Obviously, you see the origin story in Superman in 1978, and you see the origin story in Man of Steel with Henry Cavill. I think James Gunn's not doing the origin story. Okay, we get the picture. We know how Superman becomes Superman. I think James Gunn movie starts off with Superman already. Everyone already knows who he is. He's Superman. He works for the Daily Bugle. Not Daily Bugle. He works for the not the Daily Bugle. He works for the what? What's the name of the company again? I also know I'm stupid, guys. I forget. He works as a reporter. Everyone already knows he's Superman, obviously. Whereas Man of Steel's an origin story of how Henry Cavill becomes Superman. He doesn't know he's Superman. He finds out he has powers. It's an origin story. Whereas I think James Gunn's Superman is not an origin story. He's already Superman. People already know who he is. He's a reporter, and he's dealing with threats and all stuff. I'm saying I remember reading that James Gunn's not doing an origin story for Superman. He's already Superman. People already know who he is. He's a reporter, all that stuff. I'm saying. That's the picture, yeah. Yeah. Because what scares me is what? I hope we don't get that Star Wars sequel bullshit, man. Whereby like the fans are all hyped and all of a sudden they're disappointed in the movie, right? Like you don't want to do a thing where everyone hates the new DC universe, and Warner Bros. Ends up shelving it. If Superman's not successful, we're not going to get a Superman movie in at least another like 10, 15 years. They're going to shelve it. Okay, the fans are clearly not interested in the DC universe. They're going to end up firing James Gunn and Peter Safran, obviously, if it doesn't work. Obviously. I don't think they're going to fire them right away, but if the Superman movie doesn't work, it might give James Gunn and them another chance for like Supergirl, and if those movies don't work, they're gone. They're going to be gone. They're going to fire them, obviously. The execs at Warner Bros., yeah. Which I think it will work. James Gunn knows what he's doing, man. James Gunn's a genius. He knows what he's doing, obviously. And I'm promoting it on my channel, right? Free publicity for you guys. That's what I am, yeah. And so I help them out a lot. My channel is way more views than even the Super Bowl ads. That's how powerful I am. Yeah, I'm even so powerful when he promotes our movie, it's even more views than our fucking Super Bowl commercials. I'm giving you free advertising. You don't have to pay. I'm not asking you to pay me for it, even though I deserve to get paid. I'm giving you free advertising, free marketing, because I'm nice. Yeah, so that's what I am. You're welcome, guys. Yeah. Some Sarah? So, Ivan, why do you think the old DCU didn't work? Um, they rushed everything too fast. That's why it didn't work, man. They didn't build the characters enough. They only made Man of Steel and Wonder Woman before they made Justice League. Like what you should have done was you should have made a Wonder Woman movie, a Man of Steel movie. Obviously, they made those two movies. A Batman movie with Ben Affleck, a Flash movie with what's his name again? I forget his name. A Flash movie with that guy, obviously, and an Aquaman movie before you even think of about making a Justice League movie. But they made two movies and they made a Justice League movie after that. They rushed everything so fast. A Cyborg movie, and they would have built the characters, and that would have made the fans more excited about Justice League. Because there's no excuse. A Justice League movie should be doing easily $1 billion. There's no excuse, and it only made $600 million. Batman vs Superman only made $600 million. That movie should be doing $1 billion, $2 billion, and it only made $600 million because they didn't plan everything well. They rushed everything so fast, and they weren't great movies, to be honest. Wonder Woman was a good movie. Man of Steel was pretty good. Batman vs Superman, I'm sorry, was not for Batman vs Superman. It wasn't that good, man. It wasn't that great of a movie. It just wasn't that good. Obviously. Yeah. It just wasn't that good, yeah. And they obviously, I guarantee you Warner Bros. Got the idea of Batman vs Superman from Civil War. Marvel, so yeah, let's copy Marvel. Let's do a thing where we have two people against each other. Like Civil War, you have the two sides. Team Captain America and Team Iron Man. They were split in their decisions. That's why they had this war. They probably got the idea for Batman vs Superman. And it didn't do good in the box office. The movie wasn't that good. I saw the movie like a month ago. It was not that good, man. Batman vs Superman was not that great of a movie. It's not bad. It's pretty good, but it wasn't that good of a movie. That's why the fans didn't go see it, because the movie was not that great. You have to make good movies, man. That's number one. Same time, it doesn't hurt the movie to make money. It's very important. The art and the money. You have to make good movies, man. Hence why Warner Bros. Had to reboot the whole thing, refresh the whole thing, yeah. Because the old DC universe wasn't working, man. It was a failure, yeah. Black Adam was a terrible movie. I saw Black Adam on Netflix. It was a terrible movie. They weren't making great movies. Yeah. I don't mean to be rude. Don't hate me doing Johnson. I'm saying your Black Adam movie was terrible, man. It wasn't great, man. It was pretty bad. Entertaining, fun movie to watch, but the story was a mess, and it wasn't great. It wasn't great of a movie. It wasn't that good of a movie. It was pretty bad, man. And DC, Warner Bros. Did their very best to promote it by having Henry Cavill appear in the end credits. The movie still flopped. Yeah, man, it lost money. Something wasn't working well. That's why they had to reboot the whole thing. They had to reboot the universe. And now James Gunn is in charge of the new DC universe, obviously. And cross my fingers, I hope it works. I hope the Superman movie is good. But I think it will be good. I think it will be a good movie. Because James Gunn knows what he's doing. I'm sorry. That's my point. Yeah. Do you think this will be the best Superman movie ever made? I think it will. Something tells me James Gunn's going to make the best Superman movie ever made. It's going to be better than Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. It's going to be better than Superman Returns with a Ralph actor. And I think it'll be better than Richard Donner's Superman. Obviously. Because even though Richard Donner's Superman was good, it's a little cheesy when you watch it. It's dated, man. It was made in a different generation. It was made in the Gen Xer generation. It's a good movie, but it's cheesy as fuck, right? I saw all 4 movies. The first 2 were good, but the other 3 were terrible movies. The other 2 were terrible movies. Superman 3 and Superman 4 were terrible movies. That was so bad. Oh my god. But the first 2 were good. They were good movies. Especially the second one. The second one was better than the first one for me. But it was a product of its time, right? Like, we're in the 2020s now. The 70s, the Superman movie in the 70s with Christopher Reeve is cheesy as fuck. Cheesy as fuck. When you compare it to Man of Steel, right? Man of Steel, you compare technology, it's night and day. Cheesy as fuck, obviously, but it's still good movies, obviously, for its time, right? Well, back then, people thought that was the best thing ever, obviously. But as generations pass and you adapt to technology, now all the Gen Xers who saw the movies when they were kids, they look back at this is cheesy as fuck when you compare it to Man of Steel, right? Yeah, that's my point. Because like my Zane's movie has to be good too. I know I'll make my money, but if my Zane's movie's not good, people are gonna lose trust in me. Even though Ivan made money, his movie was terrible, man. And now my other movies will still make their money, but people will now lose trust in me. Yeah, Ivan can't make a good movie. That's why I'm gonna work really hard with Peter and Mel when I write that script for Zanus. Because I don't want to make a terrible movie. Like, yeah, I want to make a lot of money, but I care more about the art. Art is number one, then the money. Because if you make a good movie, more people will watch it. There's exceptions, obviously. There's some really, really good movies that lost money, and some terrible movies that made money. But if you make a good movie, you have a higher chance, a higher probability of getting more butts in the seats and making more money for your movie if you make a good movie. Because word of mouth spreads, man. And my keys. Word of mouth spreads. Some Sarah? Yeah. Hey, did you see that new Superman movie with James Gunn directing? It's fucking amazing, and it spreads, and it's a hit. Makes $800 billion. Some Sarah? Yeah. Yeah, man. Some Sarah? Happy Halloween, by the way, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your Halloween. Today's Halloween. You might hear the noise. People are trick-or-treating outside. I hope you guys enjoy your Halloween. And now we're getting ready for Christmas in 2 months. And we're ending 2024. This year went by so fast, it's fucking crazy. You guys remember my video I made last Christmas with my board? And now, now a year goes by. It's crazy. And that's what you better stop taking for granted, because the time of me being king is soon, man. I have a good maybe like 4 or 5 years. In a good 4 or 5 years, I'm gonna let the gates know. I'm gonna get my book proofread. I'm gonna design my cover. I'm gonna let the gates know, and I'm gonna pay this fee, cry my eyes out, and be excited at the same time. And once I pay my dues, I'm gonna be king, and you're left behind. I'm not making moves on my Sabbath channel. You better enjoy this series while you still can. My Sabbath channel series right now. Because I'm not gonna make rules you when I'm king, man. Peace out, my son, brother. Yeah. Some Sarah. But I honestly, out of my heart, I wish you guys the absolute best. I hope nothing bad happens to you guys. I don't wish any harm upon you. I wish the gatekeepers the best. I hope nothing bad happens to them. You know what I'm saying? I hope they live prosperous lives, but they're going to be left behind. They're going to pay a price too, because it is evil to be nice to another. Some Sarah, I'm a nice guy. I'm a good man. Some Sarah, willing to pay all the Hollywood actors who bad minds of another, their rich millions, and launch their careers. I'm a nice guy. Even though they're going to piss me off a little bit, I'm going to pay you your rich salary, and then you get your check, and once you get your check, you're going to go back to Hollywood behind your reserve. I can resign you. I'm sorry? Yeah, Zayas only has to do about $2.5 billion in profit for me and my son to make our money back. Because you have Peter's royalty, you have your 7 team and the actors. So that equals, you need about, I need to make about $2.7 billion on there to be profitable. Because I don't have to pay back my loan, right? In Hollywood, they have to pay back the loan. That's why they have to make more. Because if you take a loan, you have to get double your return. Because you have to pay back the bank and you have to recoup what you spent. That's the break even point. Because in Hollywood they spent money in marketing and all stuff. You have overhead costs. They spend money in marketing and all stuff. And you have overhead costs for the CEO's bonuses and all stuff. They have to make more. That's why the odds are stacked against the Hollywood actors to make money from that profits, because Hollywood, they have all these additional fees that they have to pay, man. It's crazy. That's why the actors negotiate for gross deals, first dollar gross deals, because gross deals is money before the fees. Profit before the fees, which is a lot of money. The actors can make a lot of money off that, but net they can't make shit off it because the odds are stacked against them, like George Lucas said, right? Yeah. I even know your shit. Yes, know my shit. I told you. Let's say Hollywood spends $200 million in the movie, right? They took a $200 million loan. They have to pay back the bank the $200 million loan, and they have to make another $200 million to recoup what they spent. That's break even. Because they spent maybe $100 million marketing, they now have to make more. And you also have the bonuses of the CEO. All that's the overhead costs. The CEO bonuses. You know what I'm saying? They have to get paid bonuses, yeah. They have to make more. Maybe 550, 600 million. Because they have additional costs. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. I have no idea shit. Yes, I know my shit. I know my shit. Because I have the keys to the kingdom, my Zayas movies, I'm going to be making like at least $6+ billion off Zayas. 6, 7, 8, 9 billion off Zayas. Even more. Around there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 billion off Zayas. That's in net profits. And so I'll recoup my money, no problem. My $1.5 million, no problem. It's a good investment. I'm going to have billions off my game too. I'm going to make my $4 million back, yeah, for my game. Whereas the merch I'm not paying for, so I'm making a lot of profit off the merch too. The game, movie, and merch. So, Sarah? Yeah. You know your accounting. That's not my accountant. It's common sense, man. Yeah, you take a $100 million loan from the bank. You have to pay back the bank. You're still in the negative, and you have to recoup the $100 million that you spent. Now you're break even point. But if you spend 50, 60, 70 million marketing, you now have to make more than 100. You know how to make more than you know how to make more. You also have your bonuses, your CEO bonuses, executive bonuses. It adds up, and you have to make more money because you have the overhead costs in Hollywood. And that's why nowadays most studios in Hollywood, they expect their $800+ million return for the box office. Not return, $800 million. Most studios now expect $750+ million around there in the box office for them to make their money back, because Hollywood, the accounting in Hollywood nowadays is crazy, man. They spend so much money on movies now; it's crazy. It's not like the olden days where they spent like $20 million for a movie. No, now all Hollywood movies they spend $100, $150, $200, $250 million. And they spend like $100, $150 million marketing, and so they now have to make more money to be profitable in Hollywood. So I'm saying. Whereas for my company, I have to recoup what I spent, but because I didn't take a loan, I don't have to double what I recouped. Let's say I took a $1.5 million loan from the bank, I have to make $3 billion to break even, because I have to pay the bank back to the $1.5 million. You're still $1.5 million negative $1.5 million. You have to recoup what you spent. That's break even. But I'm not spending any money in marketing, so anything after $3 billion is not profit for me. Because I did not take a loan from the bank. That's why I'm not taking a loan from the bank. If I take a loan from the bank, I'll end up making less money, $1.5 billion less, because I have to pay the bank back and recoup what I spent. But I'm not spending any money in marketing, so so I don't have to make as much money to be profitable. But I have my 7 teams royalties. You know what I'm saying? The actors' royalties and peers' royalties or Mel's royalties. So I have to make a bit more. Like in Hollywood, the reason why they have overhead costs because the CEOs want bonuses, man, for the movie. All these execs want their bonuses. That's why they have to make more money. That's how it works, man. Yeah, in Hollywood, they want their bonuses, right? For the movie. The execs and all of them want their bonuses. Hence why they have to make more money. Hence why George Lucas was right. The odds are stacked against you in Hollywood for your net profits because they have the studios, they add so much. When they say a movie's made for $200 in Hollywood, it's very deceptive because they don't include the marketing costs, they don't include the additional costs for that. And the theater chains take 33% to 50% of the money. And that's why nowadays they have to make even more to be profitable because the theater chains take like 33% to 50% of the money of the pie in Hollywood. It's crazy, man. That's why now most Hollywood movies, big movies, expect to do $1 billion, 800, 900 million, $1 billion. Yeah, that's why James Gunn's Superman movie has to be a good movie. That's number one. It has to be a good movie, a good story. And Warner Bros. Is obviously expecting to make their $1 billion off that. If they made it for $360 million, they're expecting $1 billion for the movie, obviously. Duh, yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna use the back. I'll be back in a sec. I'll talk for maybe 8 more minutes. I'm done, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this show. Alright, I'm back, guys. I always see I'll talk for 40 minutes. I end up talking for an hour. I got a lot on my mind I want to talk about. I'll talk for 1 hour, guys. I'll shut the camera off. That's good enough. It's getting late. It's coming at 8 o'clock. I like to take my walk. I'm going to take my walk early today, and I'll watch a show after you guys, right? After my 15-minute walk. So I haven't walked in like 3.5 weeks. I'm going to be serious with my weight loss, man. I gotta walk, man, yeah. Starting today. I'm gonna try my best to go 5 to 7 days a week. Where I burn these calories. I'm 276 right now, so I lost a bit of weight. I was 285 before, and I'm 276 now. My goal is to get to at least 260 by the end of the year, which I should hit. 260 is doable by the end of the year. Then next summer, I want to get down to 194, lose all the weight, and get my girlfriend. Yeah. And my sister is pissed off. She's a hypocrite. As she's pissed, she's going to keep seeing men and banging them. As I hear her moaning every fucking week. You're not going to listen to this. I'm going to get my girlfriend doing it. If you're mad, it's too bad. I'm going to ignore you. Because you're going to keep banging more men too. There you go. You can't be a hypocrite. And you have your fair share of boyfriends. So, all you got to do is just ignore the woman. She's crazy. As she's crying, she's going to keep banging her man. Ignore her, man. She's a crazy woman. She wants her full cake. I'm not going to do like that. I'm not just do like that, man. Yeah, man. Were you getting all these women? I have nothing? No. I'm going to get my girlfriend too. It's fair. I don't hate him. So, yeah. See what I'm saying? So the question that you've all been asking, will James Gunn's Superman be a hit? Will it be a sleeper hit? Will it flop artistically? Or will it flop financially? What do you guys think? Yeah, I think the movie will not flop artistically. I think it'll be an amazing movie. But the question is the money. Will the movie be profitable? That's the real question, obviously. But the more important question is, will it flop artistically? Will it be a good movie or will it be a terrible movie? I don't know. But I think it'll be a good movie. And I think it will make money. Because I'm promoting it on my channel right now. But you don't promote my channel, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be a hit. But I'm helping out Warner Bros. I'm promoting James Gunn Superman on my channel. And the whole world's watching my videos, right? So yeah, you're welcome. What's your prediction, Ivan? I think James Gunn Superman will be a good movie. An amazing movie. And I think the movie will be maybe a sleeper hit. It makes little profit. Close to break even around it. It makes maybe $700 million. $650, $700 million. It makes a little bit of money. But I told you, if it's made for $360 million, that means it has to do $700 million to break even, man. Because according to Google, I checked on Google, the movie's made for $363 million. And Warner Bros. Is going to spend probably $100 million in marketing. And so it has to do like $750, $800 million to break even, man. And they're looking for that. I think the movie might break even or make very little profit, or it might be a hit and it makes $1 billion+. We'll see what happens. I don't know. This is my prediction. I think James Gunn Superman will do anywhere from $700 million to $1 billion. I think it'll do more than 400, 500, 600 million. I think it'll hit that maybe 700 million, 800, 900 $1 billion range. His Superman movie. We'll see what happens, obviously. I think it'll make more than $600 million. 700 million at least. And it breaks even. Or makes very little profit. So, Sarah. That's what I think, obviously. I think it'll be a good movie. Because James Gunn is very talented. He knows what he's doing. He's a talented guy, right? Yeah. So, Sarah. And I think James Gunn's DC universe has potential to beat Kevin Feige's Marvel universe if everything's done right. I told you, the DC universe is more interesting than the Marvel universe. It just is. More interesting stuff, yeah. Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, Arrow, Supergirl, Superman, Flash. It's more interesting than Captain America. Spider-Man's very interesting, obviously. But Thor and all them, and then Black Widow and Hawkeye and Hulk and you know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, I'm saying the Guardians of the Galaxy. Interesting, but not as interesting as the DC universe, right? James Gunn's DC universe has potential to be better than Kevin Feige's Marvel universe if everything's done right. That's what I believe. I think James Gunn's DC universe has potential to be better than Kevin Feige's Marvel if it's done right. I really do believe that. Now, I don't think it'll be as successful as what Kevin Feige did for Marvel, but it has potential to be better than Kevin Feige's Marvel universe, to be honest. Tim Sarah? Yeah. It has potential to be better, man. Tim Sarah? Yeah. Because Marvel already hit its peak with Thanos. Because the Infinity War saga was so popular, it was very tough for Kevin Feige to beat that. That's why Phase 4 was not that good. And they went into the multiverse stuff with fucking Avengers Infinity War, which I didn't like, man. Avengers Endgame, sorry. They went into the multiverse saga universe, which I didn't like. Because when Thanos snapped his fingers, that was it. And then in Avengers Endgame, they went back in time and changed everything, and that's why all those guys were now alive. They actually died in the Infinity War when Thanos snapped his fingers, because in the sequel, in Endgame, they went back in time and they changed everything. I'm not a fan of the multiverse stuff. It's lazy, it's very confusing, it's very annoying. I don't like the multiverse stuff. That's why I don't like Phase 4 of Marvel, obviously. I think Kevin Feige realized that, yeah, Phase 4 was shit compared to my other phases. And Quantumania, Kang didn't really work. They had to change Kang Dynasty to Doomsday and have Robert Downey Jr. come back as Doomsday, as Doctor Doom. I think they got a bit desperate after the failure of Quantumania, Marvel Kingdoms, and yeah. Whereas DC has potential to be better than Kevin Feige's Marvel Universe now. Right now, DC is in a better place than Marvel. Because all these Marvel movies were... Right now, they're in the multiverse universe for Marvel. Whereas DC, they're starting fresh. They can make something super amazing, and they can even beat out Kevin Feige's Marvel if they do everything right, obviously. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to call this video talking about James Gunn's Superman. Hope you guys enjoy this show. I'm going to go take my walk. I'm going to go after you guys. I'm signing off. Peace, guys. Bye. Talk to you soon. Hope you guys enjoy this show.